Hello, my name is Jennifer Rochelle, and today I'll be doing my speech over gun control. The news always talks about how bad guns are, and they tell of all the awful stories that have been caused because of guns. What the news doesn't tell people is of all the great things guns have done and why they should not be banned. Guns are a crucial part of our society. They are the way some people put food on the table and have saved many lives. If you take the correct precautions, then guns cannot bring people harm. Today, I'll be talking about all the good that can come from owning a gun and how to avoid the negative outcomes that can happen. Owning a gun is a big commitment. If someone decides to purchase one, they need to know the laws and their rights, especially if they want to carry it with them. As a gun owner, it is very important to know your rights. The Second Amendment is the right to bear arms, which is one of the things that still allow people to own guns. Each gun purchase requires a separate permit of its own and must be registered with the local law enforcement within 5 days after the transaction, according to John Huey in The Gunshots in 2013. It is crucial to know the limits and the boundaries if you want to carry your gun and if you want a permit for your gun. To get a carry permit for a handgun, you cannot get your training done online or from the internet. You have to go in and take so many hours of training with and without your gun, as well as take a test before you can have your permit. And even after you have it, there are many places you cannot take it, like on a college campus, says Lisa Knight from the Handgun Carry Permits in 2016. Now that I have discussed knowing your rights and the laws of owning a gun, let me move on to my next point, which is knowing your own gun and how it works. As a gun owner, it is very important to know your gun and how it works, and there are many types of guns, but there's very few that are legal to own, and there are several that are illegal to own. In the U.S., there are an estimate of 250 to 280 million different types of firearms. Out of those guns, probably half of them are illegal to own. In America, you cannot own short-handed barreled shotguns, automatic firearms, aka machine guns, and short-barreled rifles. All of this is according to Jonathan Masters from Gun Control Around the World in 2016. Even if you do have your carry permit, it is not always legal for people to know you have a gun, which is called an open carry. This requires a whole different permit. Many people do not like the open carry permit. San Antonio's County Sheriff's Office unloaded open carry permits in 2010 states, "The open carrying of firearms intimidates the public. It wastes the law enforcement's resources and creates opportunities for injury and death due to the accidental or intentional use of firearms." Now that I have discussed knowing your gun and knowing how to use it, let me move on to my next point, which is how to be safe with it and prevent it from hurting people. Owning a gun is a huge responsibility, and it puts many people's lives in those hands. Before someone gets a gun, they need to know what steps to take to keep others out of harm's way. People own guns for many different reasons. Some get their food that way, while others use it for protection and safety. If you use it as the latter, then you need to only use it to protect yourself and your family. It is not your job to go around and try to be heroic and use it to defend everyone. If you keep the gun in the house, make sure it is in a safe spot that no one knows about, and definitely make sure it is out of the reach of a child. Guns are not a bad thing as long as you know how to use one and know the safety steps to keeping one. These guns are a crucial part of our society. They are the way some people put food on the table and have saved many lives. If you take the correct precautions, then guns for the most part cannot bring people harm. Make sure you know the rules of owning a gun before going to purchase one, as well as know your own rights and the boundaries of a gun. If you want your carry permit, you need to go in and take the training. This will keep you and the people around you safe. And if you do get a gun, make sure it is out of the way of a child and that not many people know where it is. Always leave the safety on it. Guns are very useful and important part of our society. Without them, we would not be where we are today. That is all of my speech, and thank you for listening.